iPhone SE versus iPhone XR speed test coming up right now. Let's go. So what is up, guys? Nick here, helping you to master your technology. iPhone SE versus iPhone XR speed test. Let's begin with a boot up test. Any iPhone SE users out there? I'm pretty sure there's a few of you on this video, as well as some new iPhone XR users. We're gonna see if the Apple A9 CPU with 2 GB of RAM on the iPhone SE can keep up with the iPhone XR's A12 Bionic chipset with 3 GB of RAM. They both have a commonality in that they both have an LCD screen, and the iPhone SE boots up first over the XR. Something about the A12, it just seems like the older iPhones keep booting up first, but the first win goes to the smaller iPhone SE. Okay, so we're gonna take a look at Touch ID first generation versus Face ID, and I don't really notice too much of a difference between first gen Touch ID and second gen. You can see it's very reliable. It hits every single time basically, and you're almost never gonna miss as long as you place your thumb correctly on the scanner. You can also just wake the screen up from here and get right in. So very fast and nice stuff there for getting into the iPhone SE. Just look how small that phone is compared to my hand. So the XR uses Face ID, no longer a fingerprint sensor. 3, 2, 1, and you can see there it goes, 3, 2, 1, and we're in. So very fast here as well for the iPhone XR, and it feels a lot more modern, a lot more futuristic than the Touch ID scanner for the SE. But you can't authenticate with both. Like, you can make payments with the Touch ID scanner here, and you can make payments with your face and get into applications with your face for the iPhone XR. Okay, so I quickly want to show you that iOS 12.1 is on the iPhone SE, iOS 12.1 is on the iPhone XR, so we're on the latest software for both. Okay guys, so we've arrived at the application portion of the speed test. You can see everything is closed out for the iPhone SE. Everything is closed out for the iPhone XR. Now, one thing they do share is that they both don't have 3D touch, so when you hold down the icons, nothing happens but a wiggle here on both devices. Also, I noticed that the XR and the SE actually open up the toggles in Control Center at the exact same time. So you can see it's basically the exact same speed, whereas if you have a phone with 3D touch, it's a little faster than both of these to respond to those shortcuts. So let's go ahead and begin with calculator. 3, 2, 1. And you could see pretty similar stuff. I think the XR was slightly ahead there. Let's go into clock, and you could see, again, very similar. Let's go into settings. And the SE is showing that even though it's a couple years old, it still has plenty of power for that size of a device. Let's go into Twitter. And you can see Twitter does open first for the iPhone SE over the iPhone XR. Heading over here into the next application is Snapchat. 3, 2, 1. And you can see Snapchat is open first for the iPhone SE. So let's go into Instagram. 3, 2, 1. And you can see that looks like the XR a little bit ahead there, but still they're very close to identical when it comes to loading up Instagram. So if you're just doing social media on your phone, you might not need to pay $750 for a smartphone. Let's go into WhatsApp, and you can see WhatsApp is first on, it looked like the SE maybe, or was that a tie? I couldn't even see. Let's go into YouTube, and YouTube does open first. Wow, that's pretty close. I could not even see this. This is so close. So let me know which one won on YouTube as well. Very similar stuff here on both devices. Let's go into Prime Video and see which one can load this up first. And that looks like the XR with the win there. I was expecting the XR to win basically every test, but it doesn't look like that's happening here today. It looks like that loaded about the same time on Amazon. Let's go into eBay. 3, 2, 1. See which one can open up eBay first, and eBay is first on the left. Look like on the left to me on eBay. Let's go ahead and click a link here when you actually get in, and looks like the XR slightly loaded that coat first. Let's go back and let's go to another link here. How about this sewing machine? And about the same. So in-app performance still good on the older iPhone SE. Let's go into Slither. Here's where the XR should take the lead, and it does in graphical performance as well as gaming. When you are playing games and stuff like that, should load faster, should stay cooler under the iPhone XR. Let's go into Jetpack Joyride. 3, 2, 1, and see which one can load this up first. And you see we have a win to the iPhone XR by a significant margin here. So as the games get more intensive, you should have even bigger wins for the XR. Let's check out Dead Trigger 2. And you can see Dead Trigger 2 does load first for the XR, but only slightly. Let's hit play. And you can see The iPhone XR loads it first. Now the SE doesn't have to push that big of a screen, so it should be able to perform very well in basically anything you throw at it. Even here in 2018, it's a very competent performer. So graphics are still good even on that smaller device, but it's really cramped and it's not really enjoyable to play games on a screen that small. Let's go into PUBG Mobile and let's go ahead and wait until they get to their official screen where we start the match, because they do take a while to load PUBG. Okay, so the iPhone XR blew away the iPhone SE in loading PUBG Mobile by a significant margin, like 5 seconds or so. And this is one of the more demanding games on the phone. So definitely the XR is going to be a win there. Let's go into Antutu benchmark 3, 2, 1. See which one could load this up first. And that looked like the SE, surprisingly. Let's go into speed test. And you can see speed tests about the same on both devices. Let's go into video shop. And video shop to the XR. Let's go into camera, and looks like the SE had that open first. Let's go into iMovie, and iMovie is first on the iPhone SE. So very similar stuff here in your everyday single core apps. That's probably because the iPhone SE is pushing that tiny display. It's still very powerful. Looking for a secondhand iPhone, wouldn't be hard to recommend it. The iPhone XR, very fast as well, but it doesn't seem like applications are taking advantage of that A12 Bionic chipset. I wish Apple would just really speed up the animations to make their new phones look a lot faster than their older phones. Okay, so let's see if they reload any of the applications, beginning with the 2GB of RAM SE. Looks like it reloaded iMovie. Camera's usually got to reopen anyway. Let's go into speed test. Let's go into Antutu. Let's go into PUBG. PUBG paused a little bit. These games typically pause. Dead trigger with the reload here on the iPhone SE, a total reload. Let's go into Jetpack Joyride. That was ready to go. Slither. Let's go to Slither. And let's go into eBay. eBay with a slight reload. Amazon, everything good to go. Prime Video, it's good to go. YouTube. WhatsApp. Instagram. Instagram was ready. What about Snapchat? That's good to go. Twitter, pause just a little bit. Settings. And clock. And calculator. So everything decent there on the SE. We had a couple reloads here and there, but not bad for being as old as it is. You can see iMovie with a slight reload there for the XR. This has 3GB of RAM, so it should hold more applications, and it's a lot faster under the hood, so I expect less reloads here for the iPhone XR. See, it pauses the games. It does that in iOS. Let's go into the Slither, eBay, Amazon, and Prime Video with the reload. It might be going to an ad here, but still had to reload it. It couldn't hold it. Let's go into YouTube, and you see WhatsApp. WhatsApp reloaded there for the iPhone XR. Instagram reloading here for the iPhone XR. What the? Let's go into Snapchat. I'm a little shocked here because it's pretty much a draw here. It looked like Twitter paused a little bit. Settings with a reload on the XR. What? Let's go into calculator. So the XR seemed to reload as many, if not more, applications than the SE. So I'm calling this test, at least for this video, a draw. Maybe we need a couple updates to get the RAM management even better for the XR. Okay, so I shot a 4K 30 clip on the iPhone SE, airdropped it over to the XR. This is 1 minute, 1 second. We're gonna go ahead and render this out in 4K to see how much faster one is over the other. 3, 2, 1. And let's see which one can win. I will speed it up when they get to the end of the export so we can see who actually is faster here on this render in Apple's own iMovie application. Okay, so the iPhone XR was the winner over the iPhone SE in that render, but the SE was not too far behind. So I'd say that's pretty impressive performance for the older phone. Although the XR, very impressive to beat it here. In a longer video, the XR should take the lead a little bit more. So if you do want a better video rendering phone, you definitely want the iPhone XR, but 4K definitely really puts some stress on both of these devices' processors. So Antutu benchmark gives you 316,640 on the XR. That's a crushing win over the iPhone SE's 139,856. Okay, so the final Geekbench scores are in, and take a look at them. It looks like the iPhone SE just got crushed once again with the single core being higher than iPhone SE's multi-core for the XR. So if you care about benchmarks, it's easily going to the XR. This is pretty obvious. So in conclusion, which is the faster phone? And we have a winner here. That's the XR. So the XR is definitely the faster phone, but the SE is no slouch for being even 2 years old. If you're looking for a B phone, a backup phone, or if you're just looking to get your entry into the iPhone ecosystem and you just want to try out iPhone for the first time, you already have a really big Android phone or something, the iPhone SE can be found for like 150 bucks or so. So really good little deal here, and it still works pretty well. It just feels pretty outdated here, and I wish we would see something this size with this design, but I don't know if that's ever going to happen. Let me know if you guys found this video helpful, entertaining, informing, enjoying, and which one you prefer here. Thumbs up down below. I will catch you all in the next episode. Be sure to subscribe on your way out. Nick here helping you to master your technology. Be sure to be well, and peace.